where we have Marcin, who will be speaking right here on stage A. Marcin is one of our sponsors at MailerLite and will show us how easy it is to create a simple marketing agency when you match the right tools with human-centric approaches to business. He'll be guiding us through a rapid website deployment workflow and talking about the mistakes to avoid when choosing your no-code tools, and disclosing what clients love to work with and what really puts them off. Marcin, do I have you here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So yes,
Perfect.
yes, I can. Wonderful, wonderful. So just so everyone knows, I'm with the marketing team here at MailerLite, and I also do most, if not all, of the tutorial videos, so I know MailerLite inside out. MailerLite is not a tool for building applications that you can sell, but it's a tool for promoting, for example, those applications or your business. We have tons of builders that help you create websites and newsletters. We started out as a simple newsletter company, but have built out to be a huge a company that has a lot of tools, not only for email marketing, but also for creating automations for that marketing, for pop-ups and websites. And that's what I will be talking about today, the website feature mostly. And I'm going to be talking from not a perspective of being part of the company, but actually as almost a client, because I use some of the tools for some of my personal nonprofit projects. Okay, so what do I mean by human-centric? I mean, make it easy for you to work with the application, also to make it easy for you to work with your team or for your clients with the application. And this is what I'm gonna be showing you based on the example, of course, of MailerLite, but you will see similarities within other applications. And some of the things I'll be talking about are the things that maybe you would like to pay attention to more when choosing a specific application for the tasks you want to get done. Now, this is for if you want to start a small agency, a simple agency. This is not for a company who wants to create very complex web stores or something like that. But you could have a company, or maybe you already have a company, and you can offer two things. You can offer, simple website creation, for example, $500, create a website within 2 days or less. And then if someone wants more advanced application, they can pay, let's say, $2,500 for that, right? And then you can show them the differences between these two. And at the same time, this will allow you to talk about no-code more, about the advantages, and also about the limitations. So they might get a smaller price. There might be a little more, there might be more limitations. And that's actually what I did with some of the websites and some of the clients I talked with, and some of the websites I actually sold. Of course, if you are a company, an agency, hopefully some of these things will be a refresher, and also you might get some new ideas from these simple things I do. So we're going to be building an MVW. I don't know if that's a thing. I just made it up during these slides. A minimal viable site. When you're creating a business, you want to get that site out as soon as possible. It's like it used to be with business cards. You need to have a business card. That is not the case now, but it is a little similar with website. It also makes you a little more confident. If you're creating websites, if you're creating anything, and you have a website, you go out, talk with people, communicate with them, and then someone wants to see your website or just have some contact information through your website, well, you can always get them that website. Sometimes maybe your brother, maybe your cousin is talking with you. They have friends with companies. Now, your brother doesn't care if you have a website. He knows you know how to create websites, but the other companies, he has to show them something. And that's where this minimal viable website comes into play. Before we create the website, you need a domain. I just share some tools with you, the tools I use. Lean Domain Search, this is one of these tools. I just put in the word I'm looking for example, guide. It can be a part of my business. Of course, your website doesn't have to be the same name as your business. You search for it, you see all the available websites are in green. I like to change the length. Then I like to have the search term in the end, in the beginning. Then I go through one column, second column, third column, look for something I like, and then I use that domain in my project. The most favorite tool I use is Instant Domain Search. I just start typing in the words, and then all the websites that are available show up here. That's how I found a website for one of my projects called Start Guiding. Once you find the website, don't buy it through those links. Don't buy it through those big companies, Google's, GoDaddy, et cetera, because usually they will rip you off on the second year or the third year. I looked through multiple websites selling domain names, and I think this one is the most simple one. It's called Pork Bun. And by the way, you don't have to look for these websites right now for these apps. You will get a page with all the resources, with all the links of the companies I mentioned right here after the webinar. After I do tons of webinars after this presentation. So the good thing about this is you can get a domain for $4 or $5. You can get 3 of these domains for that cost. And you can start with any project, with any new project, with your minimal viable website or minimal viable business. Then I do my logo, and probably looking for the domain name for me or my client is the longest process. I use Affinity Designer, and I like it because I am not a designer, but I'm still able to create a simple logo. I usually like to use letters in my logo, make a square, make a circle. You can find it on an Affinity. You can find Affinity online. Just look for the designer product, and it's available for Macintosh and Windows. That's a good thing about it. I also looked I also looked through the online free logo designing companies. A lot of them are really bad, but some of them are okay for a minimal viable product. And in the future, actually, I found this nice one. It's part of Shopify. You can use this one, like this logo over here. It's fine. It's okay. It's not a custom logo. Some other person might be using that same logo, but that is okay if you're just starting out, just testing things out with your company, with your services, whatever they may be. You can just start out with something simple like this. So, and you can find them in the Hatchful website. Now, this is what I created. This is a couple of months ago. I finally said I have to create a little design, a website marketing company project, a side business or something like that. I left it in the end because I didn't have time for it. I didn't have time. I didn't have energy. My son was born, but I tested out. It worked. There was a friend of mine who contacted me. He knew I did websites. I used to do websites with WordPress, but I just got tired with using WordPress. I never wanted to use WordPress again, and I don't use WordPress anymore. But since this landing page builder, since we have this landing page builder in MailerLite, I tried it out. It works fine. I created 3 websites for him, made about $1,000 altogether. I sold one website for $800, a simple website, just because they needed it really fast and were they were able to pay for it. And the reason I was able to do that is I was prepared. I had a website. I knew more or less the prices I wanted to sell my services for. And I had the right opportunity, right? This friend who contacted me. And that's also why websites are good. Minimal viable websites are good. You use a little time, you put it up, and then you are ready for business in case anything happens. Now, a lot of these things are not perfect. I would change them, of course, but they're good enough. And that's what you need in the beginning. About writing things on your website. What should you write about? If you're doing a really quick website, I always think there are 3, you should look for the 3 things your clients want the most, the 3 problems. Some people like to say challenges, but I like to use the word problems because when I'm talking with my clients and I use that word, they're like, oh yeah, that's my problem. They feel the word problem more than challenge in this specific case. And then 3 solutions. So if someone is looking for, you don't have to find 3, but I always like to look for 3 in each one of these 3 wants, 3 problems, 3 solutions. Now, I'll give you an example. Someone who wants a website now, that's what he wants or she wants. They want it now, right? So the problem they might have is they don't know which company to start working with. They don't know how a website, how much it costs. They see different pricings. They don't know what is the right price. They don't want to get cheated. Now, the solution is something you have. You have a no-code business. So you can pump out a website in 2 days or less. That's something you might want to have on your title, right? A website in 2 days or less, created by a human, personal, maybe your picture, maybe your image. And then, of course, you have the price for that no-code website, and then you can have that higher price for a really custom website, not made using real developers, real coders, et cetera, et cetera. and then people can choose. They know that you can do what they need in 2 days or less. You can also you have a price list, so they know how much it costs. You can also have a price list that shows your competition, right? This is what I did. I used to have a mini English school, and I was trying to get this big client, this corporation. I went to the city where that client lived. I looked through all the English schools. I took all the prices. I went to that client and I said, and they knew, I knew they thought my prices were a little high, but I wanted them to be that high. So they were asking me about the prices. I knew they wanted me, and I said, well, look, you can get me for this much money, or I spared you the time. I went through all these clients and I found all these prices. This one costs this much. This one costs this much. If you don't want to use me, I helped you out. Well, you can try these other ones for the cheaper price. And then they were able to, in the end, of course, they chose me. But that's just a good way of making people feel they have clarity. They feel confident in you because they know that you're not going to cheat them because you just gave them all the prices. And this is just a little example of what you could do. Now, back to this website, like I said, I would change a lot of things, of course. I would niche down after doing the research, after finding the wants, the problems, and the solutions, and I would implement this. But for now, it just needs to look like a real website. This is a landing page. Normally, I would probably put an about page. I'll probably have my newsletter link up here. This contact just goes to, it doesn't even go to a page. It can go to a personal Facebook, it can go to a Facebook page with a message, with that live chat. With the message button, you can have a live chat on this page. It can go straight to their email clients if they click this button. Then if we go down really quickly, images. I used MailerLite for this, so we're integrated with Unsplash, so I didn't have to look for stock images. I just used the wonderful free stock images from Unsplash. Another thing, you can use these images for your clients if it's just a minimal viable product website or if it's just your minimal viable website. But of course, in the end, it's better to have your own personal images that no other website has. But in the beginning, you could do this. Now, your client might not like these images, but they might want custom images, but want to have images that are not available in all those free services like Unsplash. Well, a good thing to do is register to those paid services so you know at least the prices and have that as a price list. So when someone asks you, can I have other images? Your answer shouldn't be, yes, you could have other images, but I need to see how much that would cost. I'll get back to you. No, you have to say, sure, the other images, if you like these ones, they cost this much. If you like these ones, they cost this much. Be prepared for the next step. Allow the person to make the decision without having to come back to you later or without having you think about it more, search through it. Be prepared. Very important. Also makes the people more confident in you, your clients. This is what I did. I just put a pricing. It looks horrible. It looks ugly. It doesn't even say what's included. But the reason for this is I just wanted for people who come to this website, for people who I talked personally to, I wasn't even promoting this online. This was just personal conversations with people I had and people who wanted a website. If I told them $500, if they visited this website, well, they would see that it's $500. Of course, it's $500 for nonprofits because those were the targets at that time. And if another business that's not a nonprofit wants to do business with me, then I should have another price list. Same with these other prices. These are prices for nonprofits. The newsletter form at the bottom, normally I would like to have it more on the top. And also this is a big no-no. You need to keep this up to date. People see that your website is live, that you're taking care of it, right? You need to have 2020 if it's 2020. All right, next thing. The images, the free images, we have a whole blog post about those. If you go to our website at MailerLite.com, use the search feature, type in free resources, you will find this post. Just scroll down a little, click bonus free resources, and we have a lot of free stock photography resources and free icons and illustrations if needed. This is also on the file you will get after this presentation. This is a website I created. It's in Polish. People paid me for this. It's a construction company. They don't need to be amazing. It can just be good enough. And this is actually pretty good. My client, this was very picky. He is very picky, but he loved this. And if you clicked services, it goes down to the service place. If they click contacts, it goes down to the contacts place. And with no code, sometimes you have limitations, but there are sometimes ways that you can overcome these limitations. Like if your app doesn't have a specific feature, sometimes you can work around it, talk with the support of the specific company, get at it, and sometimes you'll find a solution. Like at this time, when I was creating this website, we didn't have a gallery block in MailerLite, but we just used Google Photos. It worked perfectly. They didn't care. It's a construction company. They just need to see the work that has been done in the construction company. This is a little business card website I created. My friend had an agency for musicians. He just started it. He wanted to manage different musicians. And he was sending out emails, but if they saw the ending of the email and they visited the website, there was nothing there. So he wanted something to be there. And we made this simple. We used his logo. We used a simple background. I think this was even a MailerLite background. And if someone clicked this button here, which is call, well, it scrolls down automatically and it goes to the page where you have the email, the photo, the number and the name. I blacked it out a bit to respect the detail, the privacy of this person here. Okay, and how do we create a website? Within MailerLite, it's really easy. You just go to sites, just click create landing page, give the landing page a name. I'm going to call it start guiding, connect it with a group. So if you have any forms, people who sign up, they go straight into that group, sign up for your email, that is. Choose one of these templates, and I love to click preview here. If you're with a client, if he's sitting by you, now of course it's not that easy to do that, but virtually you can also do this. Scroll down through the templates, show him or her the different templates. They'll tell you what they like, what they don't like. If they like one, click use. You can use one of our builders and change a ton of things here. Change the spacing, include page header, include page footer, notification bar for the cookies, etc., everything you need, you got it. Of course, if you have a website, if you're creating a website instead of a blog within MailerLite, you can also, if you're creating a website instead of a landing page within MailerLite, you can also add a blog to your website. Then you can, if you don't like what you created, you can change that. You can also change the backgrounds, colors. Every single element you see here can be changeable. You can't do everything you want, but it's limited specifically by using this design defaults that will allow it to almost always look wonderful. Now, to change this, let's say you mess things up, you want to go back, well, you just scroll down through the history, undo. There's version history. When you have other versions, you can change that too. You have a preview, mobile view. This is very important if you want to share something with your team or with your client. You don't need to create a separate user, whatever. You can just copy this code, send that code, and they will see it the way it should be. And then they can tell you if they like it, if they want to change something or not. Very important when working with clients. Then you can hover over this. Let's say they have a conference tomorrow. They're going to a conference tomorrow. They're starting out with their new business. They're going to a conference, but they didn't even create their website. Well, they can create a very quick coming soon website using this builder. And let's do that right now. Let's edit this. Let's edit all these text here. Let's delete this. Let's highlight this and say write coming soon. Now we see coming soon. Let's eliminate the text on the button to eliminate it. Click save. There we go. We have different blogs we don't have time to get into, but I love the video blog. I love the social share, the social share blog, the event blog, the countdown, the maps. You can connect this with Stripe to sell some products, some simple products. If you have like 4 or 5 digital products to sell, that's good. And MailerLite is good enough for this. If you need a whole store with physical products, probably Shopify would be a better option. The newsletter archive, and you can add a form. I would actually, if it's a coming soon, maybe a better thing would be to add the form. This is drag and drop. I'm using slides. That's why you don't actually see the dragging and dropping. But you know what I mean. I just clicked it. It shows up. To edit it, very simple. Edit the image. Use one of the images you already have. Use Unsplash if you want. Type in whatever you want. I want newsletter images. Search for that. Choose the images you like. Import them. Choose the image again. Edit the image if you want. If you want to change the color of the image itself so it matches your brand, save it. If you don't like it, cancel it. Go back. Choose the image again. You have the original image here, so we can do that. Go to settings. Change the alignment if you want. Go to images. Scale the image so it looks a little better. Save it. Change the success page. So if someone subscribes, they see this message over here. Save the template if you want to use it, if you want to reuse it in the future, or remove all the blocks if you want. You can save this as a draft or save and publish. Then here you can use this domain here, or you can use any of the domains you have already added to MailerLite. Change the favicon. Please do this. Change the favicon so it looks beautiful in the tabs of your client's website or of your own website. The SEO settings are here. The social share settings are here too. Wonderful. If your client says, hey, my website is a little funky when I share it on Facebook, it looks a little funky. Well, add the image you want, add the text you want, let him know about it, let him share it, and it's not going to look funky anymore. Analytics and custom code. Here you can put in your Google Analytics, turn on the heat map if you want, save and continue. Copy the URL you have, share it with, if the custom domain is not attached yet, you can share it with your team, share it with the customer. He or she just needs to post it in the tab, click enter, and they will see it. Here's the form. Let's go back. Then we have analytics. They will start showing up once someone starts visiting the website or joining your form. Survey reports, if you have a survey block on your website. Automation, you can create a whole automation. I'm not going to be able to show you that now because we don't have enough time. Domains, here is where you add all your domains, where you enable SSL, activate them, authenticate them, verify them, and you can use this with your email newsletters, or with your website's landing pages. And that's it. For that, I don't have enough time to go deeper into some of the other things, but just wanted to show you that you can create whole automations. Someone joins your newsletter, they get an email. One day goes by, they get another one. 2 days go by, there's a condition and that checks whether they opened that last email. If they did, they'll get the last email. If they didn't, they will get unsubscribed. Of course, you don't have to be so extreme. This is just an example, but you can do a lot of things with these automations. Then we have the newsletter builder. If we click into this newsletter, we can change every single email really quickly. We have different blocks for these, and I'll just share the ones I like the most, which is the video block, of course, in emails too. It creates it creates a GIF basically, and it looks like a video. When someone clicks it, it goes to the video, to the source of the video, or a page where you have your video. You can have product blocks within your newsletter and link them to a PayPal page or to your shop directly. We have event blocks, really wonderful for your events. Countdown timers, also good for the events. And Twitter post, Facebook post, and Instagram post embeds, which you can embed straight into your newsletter. Really quick way of sharing those posts through your newsletters. Now, how do we market all these things? Just really quickly, we have tools for that too. The pop-ups, we have dozens of these pop-ups. The cool thing about them is if you choose one of these pop-ups, for example, this one, and then you want to change it, you have all the same tools that you had with the website builder. You can also really quickly change things around here. This is really wonderful. Again, with your clients, if they say, oh, I want it on the left side, you don't have to recode things, etc. You just click one button and change it to the other side. If he or she says that they want just a classical pop-up, there you go. If they want a bar on the bottom, there you go. On the right side, there you go. Anything they want, you got it. Almost anything, at least. And then there are promotional pop-ups, which do not ask for an email. They just show up for special occasions. And I'm just going to give you some of these. This is a sale pop-up. This is a feedback one. This is like this is a survey basically on your website. The countdown pop-up, special offer. If you're asking for someone to download your app, this is a good app pop-up you can use. Even if you already have a website, even if you already have a no-code business selling no-code no-code apps to your business, you can still just use this pop-up on your website to engage your users, to ask them to download your app, to check it out, to download a demo of your app. This is the one I use the most. I love this one. This pops up whenever we have a webinar on our MailerLite page. This is the one I probably use the most, and my team helps me with that. If you want someone to like your social network, if Facebook, you can add, of course, other things. Scheduled maintenance. This is just an announcement. Wow, the faster I want to go, the slower I go. So these are the promotional pop-ups. Now, other things you really need to think about, I think, and that really have helped me out when using this app with clients are, one more thing I forgot about the campaign types, the newsletter types. You can send a regular newsletter, an A/B test campaign, split campaign. You can do this. You can do the same thing with websites. You can split test your websites, see what works the best. You want to send an email to 1,000 of your users. First send to 100, then to another 100. 2 different emails. The most popular email will go automatically to the rest, to the 800. Auto resend. Send one email. If someone opens it, nothing happens. If they don't open it, they get another email. RSS campaigns, which automatically take blog posts from your website, from your blog, and post them through your newsletters. Then we have things like 2-factor authentication, privacy. That's something you really need to think about. Users, what I said, in MailerLite, you can add as many users as you want. Add an administrator user. So you can create an account for your customer, pay for it, and then give him user privileges. They're their administrator. Some companies limit this. Here, you can create as many users as you want. And you can also create a customer user. Then we have email notifications, if someone subscribes, if they unsubscribe, etc. But the most important thing for me is billing. If you have a company and they're paying for your app, and you can't change the billing address, it really sucks, because the invoice comes to you instead of the accountant, and every month you have to mail this to your accountant. This is a lifesaver for me, and this is something I really pay attention to when looking for apps. Integrations, of course, some people won't do business with you if you don't have the right integrations. Switching account. You just need to add your email address to any accounts, and you're able to switch easily between these accounts, all the accounts of your clients. This is also a must. I'll go to the tutorials page. Plan and billing. Being able to change the billing address. So if you paid for the account and you want later your client to pay for it, and change the country, for example, you're able to do that here. And very important, the VAT code if you're doing business with EU companies. Then we have just refer a friend. We also have an affiliate program, but this is just a simple way of getting $20 of credits for yourself, and then for a company that for your client. And help, which shows up based on where you are. We're on the dashboard, we see the dashboard. We go to automations, we see the automations. We click here, we have a video. And if we click find an expert, these are our clients which can help you out if you need more help than we provide with our support. We also have webinars if we go to the resource pages here. And the simple pricing model, this is what I said, know your price and have a simple pricing model. In this case, there are just 2 pricing models, a free plan and a premium plan. Very easy to choose. I would highly suggest you to do that too. And that is it. We talked about creating a domain and a logo, how to prepare for your website, what we should have on your website, how to create the website itself, and how to promote it. I mean, the tools that you can use to promote it. Thank you very much. Sorry for going so fast, but it is recorded, so you can rewatch it later at your own pace. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around.
Marcin, that was actually amazing. I feel like while reading the comments during your speech, I feel I'm not the only one who was blown out of the water by what MailerLite actually has to offer. And for me, it was a recent discovery of the month, or maybe of of a quarter. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, truly unbelievable. Honestly, I didn't know that MailerLite could do all of those things and had all of those features to it. And I know that our participants definitely got a lot of value out of that, and they can get some even more value if they go to the exclusive deals portion of their Pine application, where they can get a $20 credit for premium plans and add-ons for MailerLite. So thank you so much for that, Marcin. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very
One
much.
last thing. Yeah, I feel like you were very active in the comments and the support team. So please also let us know where can actually people go to ask more questions, because I feel like people were really, really engaged into what you were saying and what you were showing. So how do you reach out to you? Are you guys on Twitter, or should we just go on MailerLite?
Yeah, you can reach out to MailerLite.com, Twitter. We have a Facebook community, directly to me at Marcin@MailerLite.com. If you need any help connected with the other features we might have in MailerLite, just go ahead and do so.
Amazing. Marcin, thank you very much. MailerLite Tim. And
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
this was great. Thank you.